What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more... I just realized I'm wearing a Twitch shirt on YouTube. Whatever, it's a thing now. We're coming back with more Konosuba, and we're going to be talking about the current battle arena, the current events, and what is coming next. So to kick this off, let's start off with the current events. Now, I know these have been running for a few days. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I've been a bit busy, haven't had time to get to this, and honestly, my scores actually reflect that. Of course, this is like any other event, with the exception of like Troll Hunt. The main thing is you want to come in here, you want to run all of the hard quests daily. Usually, I just drop skip tickets on these bad boys, and then, you know, the easiest way to make sure that you have enough skip tickets and that you have enough stamina, number one, make sure you got some friends in the game that can send you stamina meat. Number two, every single day, I usually do about 3 times a day-ish. I come in here and I check my jobs, and I try to basically collect all the jobs before they can actually pile up and hit their maximum state. Unfortunately, I just acquired mine, so I don't have any to really show you at the moment, because mine were at max, which is the opposite of what I told you to do. But sometimes do as I say, not as I do. Neither here nor there. If we go back over your quest, and we go into the current event, the main thing you want to be aware of and you want to pay attention to now, in these fights, if you go into hard mode, remember, you only get 1 take at expert a day. You get 1. Your goal, obviously, is to kill this as quickly as possible. If it takes you 3 turns, which is currently where I'm at, I'm just about at 2 turns, but I'm like right at the tail end of 3 turns. You know, it is what it is. It's going to cost you 60. Anyway, of these tickets to actually complete. You really want to have this down to 40. 40 is like the sweet spot, because you want to be able to take the other 20 tickets, come over here and run this at least 1 extra time, because that's really like, I know it's kind of a weird one, but the hard is where you're really going to get the vast majority of your tickets. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to have to spend some extra stamina and some extra tickets and extra whatever, meat and whatnot, to kind of farm this up, because I've not, as you can tell, been very diligent about farming it this time around. We have 2+ days. I believe as of reset this evening, we're going to have only 48 hours to farm the rest of this up. What are we farming? Well, actually, before I get to that, let's talk about the fight itself, because for both this and the current arena, you want a pretty good Thunder team. Now, it'll give you some hits here, as always. It'll tell you lightning elements attacks are effective, and water and poison resistance will give you the edge in battle. Now, I'm always of the, I guess, my whole take on this is poison really isn't that critical. Like, it does eat away at your health, but so long as you have a healer on the team, you should be fine. Poison is, it's kind of slow acting on most of these games. Poison really isn't the end of the world for the most part. So if you have really good water resistance, if you've got some really good 3-star water resistance defensive items, then you should be fine. You should easily be able to take this on. But the main thing you want to pay attention to is that you've got really good Thunder teams, really good Thunder items, that your Thunder units are maxed out. Now, for me, that does mean I am a little lacking in that regard. So I've got to go do some of this and fix some of that. But to be honest with you, even though we've got some pretty decent units in the recruitment stage right now, I'm going to tell you right now, you want to stop summoning and wait and see what's going to... See, I haven't even hit this yet. I haven't even gone to these banners yet. Because in just about, what, it is the 5th today? 4 days from today, we should be getting the ReZero collab. And remember, collab units don't generally rerun, or at least if they do, it's going to take a really long time to happen. So there are some really good units in there. We'll cover those when they drop. But there are some units in there that you are going to want to go after. So I have about, what was that, 12,000 here, and I have a bunch more I can farm up, and that I've deliberately kept those from being farmed. So for me, I'm going to kind of stop, and I'm going to chill, and I'm going to save all of my paid and my free quartz for the upcoming event, because frankly, personally, I feel like I'm going to get more longevity out of that than any of these recruitments that are currently live, okay? But going back to the quest, the other thing that you want to consider here, when we go back in here, is unlike some of the previous quests, this one, if we go into the rewards, is the gacha type reward. Is it a summonable reward? Now, when we click on this, I can do either a single or a 10, or if I go up here to draw settings, I can actually set that up to 100. But for right now, with the early stages, I'm going to do 10. So if I actually go to step 1 right here, it'll tell me what I've got available. So you can reset after you get the unique skill, and there's 4 that we'll get there. When we acquire those, then you'll be able to reset. So let's see if we can grab those today. I also want to try to grab the Eris medals and some of the staff, and especially some of the crafting materials. Those are going to be big ones for me. So let's go ahead and do a draw 10 and see what happens. Now, okay, so we didn't get anything there. Let's try that again. Draw again. Okay, we got some good stuff there, but not... Okay, so what we're really looking for... So we've done now 3 draws. That's, 30 of these. Of the 300 some odd that I had. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is because, as you'll notice, there are limited quantities in here. And I could do the 100, but if I'm honest, if you get that one right out of the gate, if you get the unique skill out of the 10, you really, really, really want to be able to reset quickly. And I know it's kind of a long shot. As you can see here, it's taking me quite a bit of time to get it. I'm now 5 draws in, 6, 7. So 10 would have been about right, but you never know. You could get crazy lucky. You just absolutely never know when it's going to happen. So let's go back here to step 1, and let's see. So I still haven't received it. I still can't reset, but we're running really low on some of these rewards. So you'll notice that I've already, for the 2,000 arrows, I've already got 5 out of the 20 that are available. And then for the 1,000 Eris, I've gotten almost half of those. So, this is going to come up a bit quicker. This is also another reason why you want to make sure you're farming this. Oh, there she goes. Okay, so I actually did get the item now. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I go and reset the lineup. Now, I can do it here where it says reset lineup right here, or I can go in here to step 1 and click reset. And this will show me exactly what it's doing. Item lineup has been reset. All right, so let's go take a look at step 2. There's 4 more of those unique skills, and literally everything is reset. Actually, looks like there's another Eris medal in there, too. So, if I do 10, I could, emphasis on could, get really lucky and get that right out of the gate. So there's 2, 3, I'm going to eat some words here, but there's 4. Once again, I don't want to say odds of it are good, but for me, I would rather sit here and, especially with how little I've been farming this, go for the luck rather than just erring on the side of caution and grabbing it all. So remaining 380 out of 500, 370 out of 500. So we're up there. We could have set it to 100, and you'll get 5 draws of that. But for me and for my interest in this, I would really hope that I would get it much earlier rather than wasting 100 summons. Though we've already wasted 200 summons here. And I wouldn't say wasted. I would just say spent. And now I'm completely out. So unfortunately, luck is not on my side. But that's the thing. That just means I've got to go back in here. And I've got to go farm this back up. Now, like I said, I am working on my team to make this happen. And our new free-to-play unit, I actually have to go look at her. I don't recollect what she does. Let's see. Where is she at? Let's actually go to team and take a look at her. So we're going to go to enhance members. And is she, let's see, let's turn our filtration off. She's a 3-star. And is she lightning? She might actually be lightning. She is lightning. So she's actually be useful on the team. So that's somebody that I definitely would want to put on there. Plus she's a healer. And it looks like it's got a secondary skill here. So it says moderate recovery for all allies and clears poison status for all allies. So she's going to be really, really, really good for the team. And like I said, that is a unit that I really want to have on there anyway. So let's go ahead and train her up real quick. We can go ahead and upgrade her skills here. We'll upgrade skills via this. Use all 4 of those. And her healing skill got a big bonus, and her big skill got a big bonus. So her primary, her big attack got a big bonus, and her healing got a big bonus. That's perfect. That's like the sweet spot. So now she's like perfect. She could really be useful on the team. So all we got to do is promote her and find her a home real quick. Now, obviously, as I am doing this, the next big goal for me is obviously to keep getting those skill orbs and to keep feeding them in until she's completely maxed out. And at that point, once I have her maxed out, I should easily, and I mean easily, be able to take on our opponent within one turn. So the only other thing that I would kind of caution you is if you have like Megamines and units like that, you probably want to put those units on the front line and let her maybe come in last, and then promote those units with maybe some sub-units that give you increased SA charge and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and level her up real quick. Max her out. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Perfect. So she's pretty much ready to go. So now she'll be able to go on my Thunder team and work out. Now, the other thing to consider here is that for Battle Arena, Thunder is a thing too. So let's see what the opponent here requires. So beware of water physical attacks and poison. So once again, she's going to be really good for this. She's going to increase your scores. Now, my scores haven't been great. As you can see, I'm just over a mil for my best score in this. To be fair, though, I've only been auto-running it, and I've been kind of lazy about it. So if you have not farmed up your free-to-play, make sure you do that, and make sure you're really working on not just auto-runs necessarily, but you want to make sure that you're strategizing and doing it at least one, full-bodied manual run every single day. Now, we did talk a little bit about what is coming next. You do want to invest in this, but you don't want to go crazy. You don't really want to spend a huge amount of quartz, like I was saying before, because here at the beginning of next week, I believe the 9th, unless I'm mistaken, is the exact day the ReZero collab is actually happening. That is going to be huge. This is one of, I believe, 2 collabs that we've had on the JP side. I don't believe there's been a third, at least not that I'm aware of. Could be wrong on that. I haven't honestly been terribly diligent in following it. But there are some units on here that you're really going to want. And as this goes on, we are going to be talking about that. Now, the favorable elements will be different. So if you're summoning right now for a lot of the Thunder units and you're not saving for the collab, when we get to the collab, you're going to be at a bit of a deficit. This is why I always say you've got to know what's coming and you've got to plan ahead. So we'll talk a little bit more about that this weekend, but for now, make sure you're getting your free-to-play units. Make sure you're utilizing both Battle Arena and the current event. Plus, if you guys have been doing Battle Arena basically since the start, you should have enough now in the exchange to get a 4-star weapon. So we're going to do that this weekend. I got to figure out which one I actually want to get. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the dagger, but I'm not going to lie. I'm actually lacking a 4-star staff. So I've got to sit down. I've got to do a little bit of inventory. I've got to do a little bit of planning. I know the dagger probably has the biggest overall impact in the longevity of the game, all things considered, because it is like basically the second best weapon. Then, of course, we're going to save up for Chun Chun Maru on the other side. But I've got to sit down, I've got to plan it, so I've got to strategize what's going to work for my teams and what's going to work for most teams, and then we'll talk about that. So that's going to be a big one coming up this weekend. I know most people are ready for this. A few people have probably, done it already, but I'm going to calculate it. I'm going to plan mine out rather than just making a snap judgment and, possibly screwing up my game for the foreseeable future. So for now, that is going to be the video. Go take advantage of these events, but save that quartz, because what's coming next week, you are absolutely going to want a good amount of quartz for. Like, comment, share. I'll be back with more Konosuba for you guys really soon.